And I think that brings us to the end of step number 3. I don't know if colleagues can add something on step number 3.
No, I think you can move on to step 4. Thank you.
Okay. Now, when we come to step number 4 talks about the analyzing the topics and the baseline study. Now, here you will need to be more specific about the problem. You have to make sure that it is achievable within the time frame, but it is still impactful and relevant by creating a problem statement, as you will see in the examples that we'll be doing just right now. If you can look at your toolkit, the toolkit this 2025 is on page 16. I hope everybody can go on page 16 if you have a toolkit with you. Now, when you look at page 16, it says here you have to choose the most urgent and impactful 3 topics from step number 3. Remember, in step number 3, we had a lot of problems. So now, if you can choose just choose 3 that you're going to be analyzing on step number 4. And then you'll be giving marks to those topics. So now here we'll be using what we call the SMART way of doing things. When you're talking about SMART, SMART is an abbreviation for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So now, when we have, we're just going to choose the first topic that we're going to analyze under these subtopics that I've given you right now, and then we're going to do it. Let us follow the example that I'm just going to be giving now. Now, when you're talking about specific, number 1, it says, you must be specific about the topic and how it affects your school or your community, and give details. Include answers to these questions as to who, what, where, and when. These answers will make sure that the goal is specific as possible. So now, if you choose a topic, for example, here in the example in the toolkit, they said bullying. Is bullying specific? Yes, it is specific as you have chosen it. It says it's specific to your school. Remember, you must have those problems. You must choose problems that are affecting your school, not problems that are just random, but you must analyze your school. And then you see, okay, this one is a problem that is affecting my school. Then you have measured it and you see, okay, on the specific level, it is specific. Then on the rating, you must score it and say, okay, let us score this topic. How specific is it to our school? And then we come into the second bullet, it says measurable. Here you must make sure that you measure and track your progress, which will help you to prove you achieve your goals that will be there in step number 8. Because in step number 8, you have to show the impact. To say, okay, this was the problem, and this is what we did. And we did this up until to this level to say that, okay, we were so impactful as a group to this problem. You maybe have solved it completely, or you have made it to be reduced to a minimal level. Now, again, you'll be writing the topic on the side, then you'll be rating it. Don't forget we're doing 3 topics on this side, on step number 4. Now, we're coming to attainable. When you have your topic, you say, okay, is it attainable? Are your solutions should be realistic and within reach to say that, okay, this is something that we are planning to do and it is possible. I like to make an example and say, when I was in 2014, I was sitting with the learners. One of the learners came to me and said, sir, we have a problem in our school. Most of our learners cannot swim. And I said, okay, most of the learners cannot swim. So what is the solution? He said, no, okay, we're going to make a swimming pool for those learners to be able to swim. And looking at the time, and myself, and we're in a rural school. And then when you look at the quotation of a swimming pool, it was ranging from 1.4 million to 1.5. So what I'm asking you is that, will that be attainable? looking at those results, you can all see that it was not going to be attainable. So it's something that when you are assessing the problems that you are having, you must look and say, okay, this is what we are planning to do. This is a problem that we're having, and this is what we want to do. So is it attainable? Are your solutions should be realistic? Are they realistic? Then you look at it and then you rate yourself. And then coming to number 4, you say the relevancy of it. Look at the relevant. How relevant is this problem? Is your solution important and meaningful to you and your team? This helps your team to have more and more motivation. They say, for example, here they're giving another topic of bullying. They said one of the boys in our YCAP team has been bullied. So by doing this project, we'll be helping him or other learners. For example, this if one of the members are solely impactful by this problem, it affects them directly. Then you are saying, how relevant is this problem to you as a team? And you'll see, okay, no, it is mostly relevant because of you. I have some of the members that have seen or experienced that problem directly. So it is be then, we are looking at the relevancy of it, then we'll be rating that problem. Then lastly, we're talking about time-based. When you look at time, because if we look at everything that we're doing in YCAP, we have a certain period of time that we need to say, okay, this is how the problem was before, and then this is what we did as trying to be impactful on the problem, and then this is the afterwards problem. So that time, it is time limited. So everything that we do is time limited. So clearly we have to define when we want to achieve a certain goal, when we want to achieve these results that we're planning to say. This was the problem, but this problem, we want it solved in 2 months' time, in 3 months' time, or in 4 months' time. But depending on you guys looking at the school level and say, okay, this is the time that we need. By this time, we must have made that impact that we wish to make. So you look at that topic again, and then you see and analyze to say, okay, this one, we can do this. And this one, oh, it might take longer. Then you start scoring yourself. That is mostly what you'll be doing on step number 4. I don't know, is there anything that colleagues can add on step number 4?
No, Samson, it was really good. I think it was very thorough. Thank you. I think the only thing that I would want to add is for the specifics of it. So if we say bullying, and it's such a broad topic, I would say that you should rather focus on a specific element of it. So either we are helping only the victims of the bullying, or we are only helping the bullies themselves, or we are helping those like the grade 10s only, like we're working on only the grade 10s. And then once we get that right, then we can move it to other levels. So just to have like a very compact kind of focus area of the topic, because it could be a very big thing, like let's say littering could be the whole community, could be the whole country, could be the whole world. Like, where are you focusing your project on? So it doesn't only have to be within your school. I just want to clarify, it can be your community, but just make sure if you're like a first time participant, rather do something in your school. It's easier to control. And then as you get more confident and you understand how YCAP works, then you can start looking at more of the community and other schools and things like that. Like, I wouldn't want to overwhelm you and say you have to look at the community in your first project, unless you decide that that's what you want to do. I'm not saying you can't, but I would just say, just to make it easier, maybe look at something within your school and be specific. Say the maths marks in grade 8 are very low and we want to fix that problem. And then you can measure it. So if it's specific, it's more measurable. And that's why the baseline study is important, to say, what is the situation right now with this topic? So right now, the maths marks are below 40% for 80% of the learners in grade 8. So then by the end of the project, when you're measuring if your intervention worked, if your solutions worked, you can say, oh, now that we've done this, this, and this, and this, we've actually seen that the maths marks are at 60% for most learners. Some are even at 70%. And, we're going to continue now next year. Our next phase of the project is to expand this to the next grade, let's say grade 9. So you see what I'm saying? There can be different phases of the topic, but you have to finish one part of it for this project. So you could say, this is phase 1. We are going to do this specific thing from beginning to end and measure it. And then you can say at the end that you have future plans to do a different phase of that, and that can be your next project. So don't try and do everything at once in one project, because that's a lot. Like as Samson was saying, the swimming pool. Maybe the swimming pool is a long-term project that you want to do. I'm not saying don't ever do it, but you won't finish that within one project. So you would have to think about how you're going to do that in a way that you can show change has happened. It could be a phased approach. Thank you, Samson.
Okay,
Okay.
just to wrap it up
Yes.
a bit, I was just saying, just after doing everything like that, then you're going to be scoring. On the scoring, remember 1 is for the lowest possibilities, and 3 maybe for an average one, and then when you give 5, it's going to be for the best possibilities. But the most important thing, as Amanda has mentioned before, please follow the toolkit as it is. Because most of the people that when you're adjudicating, when you find step number 4, you find schools that only analyze only one topic, and then it is clearly stating that you must analyze 3 topics on step number 4. So please, I'm asking. I know most of you have done the project. Some are complete, some are almost half. But when you are just looking at yourself, just see that, okay, on step, did we do justice on step number 3? Did we do justice on step number 4? Because remember, you'll be competing with other schools and you'll find out you have done something, but you just did not put it where it is supposed to be put. And thank you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you, Samson.